Alright, back again, Luke here. And today what I want to do is take a look at this machine here. This is an RS1, and this is a Chinese Famicom slash Game Boy Micro clone. And if you guys remember here, quite recently I wound up getting a package from Jan-Luca Ferger, and this was one of the systems that was inside it. And I figured we could take a look at this today. If we take a look at the top part of it, you'll notice that it seems like it's made out of some very cheap plastic, and it has an A, B, and a T button. This T is kind of like a turbo button, and very interesting for some games. For other games, it just acts as like a jump or an action button. We have a start and pause button up here at the top. There's a reset button up at the top here. And for a directional pad, each one of these buttons is individual. They're not all connected together. So it makes it gameplay a little bit difficult here. When you want to try and hit diagonals and stuff, you have to hit both buttons at the same time. Also on the bottom, you can see in the bottom left, there's a small speaker hole. And if we turn this thing around, at the very top, on the upper right-hand corner, you can see there's the on-off power switch. And in the left-hand corner, you'll see that there's a speaker jack, or what appears to be a speaker jack. Now, Jan had told me about inside the box there was a set of cables, so I went looking around, and sure enough, I was able to find them. These are the cables that came with it. It's a single one-channel audio and video. And this plugs right into the audio jack here, and you can play this on your television, so not too bad. For the system itself, it is quite cheap looking, and although the sound effects are pretty bad on a lot of the games, the graphics and the screen itself look really nice. So I figured we could take a look at this thing here, see what it's like in action, and then plug this thing into the TV and see what that looks like too. But first, let's turn this monster on here, and I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, the screen is quite clear. I mean, it looks very, very nice. The music itself will get a little bit irritating, but at the top here you can choose between Chinese or English. And we'll just go down here to English and press the start button. And you can see all of the different games. Now, you'll notice right off the bat here, like Angry Birds. Huh, that's interesting. That wasn't really released for the... Wait a minute. Thinking about that for the Famicom. But you go down here, you can see all the different games. Contra, Mario... I'll let you guys look at them and see the little screenshot up in the upper corner, upper right-hand corner. For some of these, for example, for this one, for Aladdin 3, this is actually Adventure Island, so it looks nothing like the small little picture up there. And then you'll see Adventure here for Adventure Island, Goonies, Gradius, some really good ones, Legend of Kage. But you guys, I'll let you kind of take a look at all of these here. We'll scroll through all 98 of them, so you guys can just get a little bit of a screenshot here and see what each of them looks like. Some of these games you'll notice just by the title. Some of the titles are dead on. They look exactly like it. They're the exact ones, like Puyon. That's the same game, for the Famicom, as well as Ice Climber. And some of the games themselves will have different names, so you just have to look for those. And those may be coming up around the 40 mark. Yeah, you can see Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. It'll start going into like super something or another, super, those will be the keywords. But quite a good selection of classic games here. Yeah, you can see Sea Adventure. Well, Sea Adventures, Adventure Island, Happy Adventure, Forest Adventure. These are all different worlds in, Adventure Island. Hellfire. Quite interesting and funny. But there's a lot of the tank ones in here as well. But as for the game system itself, it's not too bad. It really depends on the game. If you do go and choose a specific game that you want to play, for example, Super Mario Brothers or Contra, see there's the last one, Fast Bros, or Fast Brothers S, something like that. If you choose some of these games, the music can get a little bit irritating, but let's just try Angry Bird 3 here. Start it up. Well, hit the start button. And this is the music that goes throughout the whole game here. But it's not bad by any means, you know. I would say this is pretty cool. But this will just keep repeating and repeating over and over again, so the music will eventually get old. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned this, but on the side here, where is it? Oh, okay, down in the bottom bottom right-hand corner, this is the volume switch, so you can turn this one up more if you want to hear it more, or turn it down to reduce the volume here, like so. But we'll leave it kind of cranked up here just for fun. But we'll zoom out of this one here. We'll go back into the English one and choose another game. Now, for example, Contra plays really well, and it'll give you some choices here. So you have Contra, you know, 30 players. You can do the different stages you can shoot, or sorry, you can choose different, different shots. You can choose whatever, you know, there's a lot of different options on here, but let's try this one here. Let's see, which one is it? Start? Yeah. But you can hear it almost sounds perfect, you know, which is, it's kind of frustrating because it's like, it looks really good, but for some of the sound effects, it really takes away from the game a lot. But other than that, I mean, you know, it's definitely playable here. You can see. But it's not a bad clone system at all. I mean, it looks really good for what it is. Here you can see this is getting kind of out of hand a bit. But, you know, sound-wise is probably where it lacks the most here. Because graphically, if you take a look at the screen itself in person, it almost looks 3D. It really looks nice. And it's kind of surprising because you would definitely think it would look much, much worse, but it doesn't. It actually looks quite nice. So let's reset this here. Every time you hit the reset thing, it'll always bring you back up to this one here to choose like Chinese or English. Good old Super Mario Brothers. This one's pretty, you know, dead on here. But it doesn't keep consistency as far as the start button goes. Sometimes it's the B button, sometimes it's the A button. But not bad. You can just hear like the really bad sounds in the background. Like right there, you can hear the sound effects, and this happens in all stages or in all games. There's always one section where it gets pretty loud as far as the sound effects kind of going crazy. One of the worst ones is Adventure Island. That one just sounds really, really bad. So let's see. So. It's playable, but it just does not sound right. If someone were able to change around the sound on this and make it a little bit clearer, it would be a fantastic little system, I think. But the one thing that takes away from it really is the sound. So just kind of jump out of that. And maybe try just one more game. Gradius actually sounds pretty good, and it plays pretty well as you know, as well. But Sometimes this turbo button does not fire fast enough. But having the different stuff, like the D button and stuff like that, kind of detached really makes it hard. Ah. But nonetheless, you guys can see what it looks like here on the handheld itself. Let's try and give this thing a little bit of a shot on the monitor. So we'll turn this thing off. I'll cut here, and we'll go and hook this thing up to the TV and see what it does. So be back in a few seconds. All right. So as you guys can see here, we've got this thing hooked up. Here's the cables going to the old CRT monitor, and we'll set this down here, and I'll let you guys take a look at what it looks like here when it's on. Can kill the lights, and we'll turn this thing on here. As you can see, I mean, this thing is really, you know, a pretty good picture here. We'll go down to English, and we'll just choose Contra here one more time, and let's see, we'll do Contra 30 player. It doesn't really matter, but hit start on that. And image-wise, it looks really, really good. It looks, you know, basically like the NES, but it's those sound effects that really destroy it. This one, it doesn't sound too bad, and, you know, it doesn't look bad at all. This is definitely a playable one. As far as the buttons go, buttons are a little bit tricky to use, like I had mentioned before, but it's doable. But not bad at all. I would say that this is a pretty good alternative if you don't have, you know, if you don't have a Famicom or you don't have an NES, you know, and you don't have some of these games. Some of them are pretty good, you know, pretty decent. But yeah, graphically, I mean, looks really, really nice here. Let's hit the old reset button. Go down and choose maybe one more different one here. Let's see here, F1 Race, just like the old NES Famicom one. One thing you'll notice with this one is the graphics here on the road. I think they'll start to glitch out. Yeah, you can see right there how they glitch out. So, but we'll kind of skip out of this one here and try one last one, just so you guys can take a look at it. Let's see here. How about, oh, we could try Mario Brothers. He says, you can see it says, Mr. Mary. But this one as well is quite playable here. As far as the graphics go, not bad. Sound is not bad. Definitely pretty good playability here. But yeah, just want to show you guys a little bit of a look at what the RS1 here looks like. The Chinese Famicom clone system with 89 games in one, supposedly. Some of these are a little bit iffy, but it does play nonetheless. And this system itself, I don't know if I showed this before. Probably didn't show this in the first video. But if we take a look at the back of this one here, underneath the cover, it just contains 3 AAA batteries. That's it. So this thing runs off of 3 AAAs. Not bad. Not bad for the system. If it was a little bit better as far as the sound goes, it would be pretty good. I think this would be great, but the sound is what really takes away from it. But just want to give you guys a little bit of look at the system itself, and it's quite interesting. Normally I don't do any sort of reviews on clone systems or anything like that. This might actually be the first one, but interesting enough nonetheless. But yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.